How to make custom crosshairs in Fortnite Creative. You will need a billboard, HUD message device, class selector, HUD controller, and trigger. First, go to the quick menu and make sure drops are set to off. Next, place down a billboard and set the text to what you want your custom crosshairs to be. I would recommend the settings. Text justification, center, text size, 24, text font Roboto. Then place a trigger on top of the billboard using rotation axis roll. Go to all options, then change visible in game off, triggered by player off, triggered by damage on, triggered by vehicles, sequencers, and water off, trigger VFX and SFX off, and lastly receive damage while invisible, take damage. Next, place a HUD message device and put the text to the same as your billboard. Then go to all options and change message recipient, triggering player, show for duration, permanent, play sound, none, placement, custom, screen anchor, center, priority, display immediately, intro and outro animation to none, and finally text color, whatever you want. Next, go to functions and put show when receiving from trigger on triggered. Next, place a HUD controller and go to all options, then change display reticle, never show reticle, and then affected class. Set that to a class that is available to you. Mine is class 1. Next, place a class selector and put class to switch to the same class as your HUD controller. Next, restore health and shields on switch off, visible during game and volume visible during game. To off, activation and zone audio off, and display VFX on activation off. Then go to functions and put change player to class when receiving from trigger on triggered. Once you have done that, you have made a custom crosshairs. But next, I will show you how to make a reset billboard and how to make multiple crosshair options. Copy over the class selector and just change class to switch to no class. Next, place another billboard that says reset crosshair and the same settings as before. Then copy over a trigger and place that on top of it. Make sure it covers the whole text. You can make it bigger by resizing it. Next, go to events and put on triggered send event to the second class selector. Change player to class. Also put send event to the HUD message device, hide. Next, how to add more options. Copy over every device used for the other custom crosshair you have. First, go to your HUD controller device and change affected class to one you haven't used yet. Next, go over to your billboard and change the text to what you want the crosshair to be. I am using a special character. Next, go to your class selector and put class to switch to the same as the HUD controller you copied over. Next, go to the HUD message device you copied over and put the text to the same as your new billboard. Next, go to functions and put show when receiving from the trigger you copied over on triggered. Then go to the actual trigger events and put on triggered send event to the HUD message device for you other crosshair, hide. Also the class selector you copied over, change player to class. And lastly, go to the trigger for your reset and then events. Put on triggered send event to the HUD message device for your new crosshair, hide. You can repeat this process for as long as you want to make multiple crosshairs for players to choose from. This is how it looks in game. If this tutorial helped, please consider subscribing.